Hello and welcome back to Curb Stomp City and another episode of ECW Lives on TEW 2016. And we're going to quickly bring back Keiji Muto, also known as the Great Muta, back on loan for 5 appearances. That's the most appearances that they'll give us. So say we try 6, they only want to do 5. So yeah. And we're trading Vampiro and Kaz Hayashi in return. So that should be good experience for them over in Japan as well. So that's pretty cool. And hopefully this doesn't clash with any of our events. So we're going to have to check that straight away after. And if it does, we're going to have to rearrange the pay-per-view. So we've got week 1, Sunday. So Kenta and Tajiri won't be at the pay-per-view, so that's fine. No big losses there. And yeah, all Mondays are free for Revolt, so that's all good. If we can get 40 likes on this episode today, I'll release the next one straight away, which will be the pay-per-view, because we're going to bring 2 Revolts in this episode. So yeah, if you're enjoying it, go down and hit the like button. For now, we're going to auto push, and yeah, Muta is a main eventer. And we're going to give him the Great Muta gimmick rather than Keiji Muto. And we're just going to change his picture to the one I made earlier, which is that one. Before the show, we've got a backstage incident involving Juventud Guerrera and Lismark Jr. And Juventud caused some damage to Lismark's rental car, and we're going to have to fine him for that. Like, Lismark is pleased and no response from Juventud, so I guess he thinks it's fair enough. But yeah, the backstage stuff is getting a bit too much. There's a lot of things happening. Mainly with Nash. He officially hates me on this notable relationship part. And yeah, but a lot of the best workers seem to be the ones that are causing the trouble. So it's just going to have to be one of them things that we're going to have to put up with. Nash will be leaving at the end of his contract, hopefully, unless Paul Heyman, as the owner, chooses to renew it. Apart from that, he will leave. We're going to be running in the Roberts Center in Massachusetts. We have been running in the Curry Hicks cage, but we're starting to sell that one out now, so we're going to try and sell out this one. So we open the first Revolt of the episode with John Cena and Jay Briscoe entering the ring. AJ is already in the ring, and John Cena raps on AJ, pretty much. I'm not going to sit and write a rap, but use your imagination. So yeah, 31 E+. And this was a decent start, I suppose. And then in about that, had decent wrestling, but little heat. AJ Styles defeats John Cena in 10 minutes by pinfall by a surprise roll-up. So we've sort of kept John strong. So he's just sort of got caught out by AJ. And they had a good match, so C minus 55. AJ has put in another great performance, 63. And John Cena with a 42. So yeah, good match. Then CM Punk and Rhino are sat next to a busy street. They talk about how they will get revenge on the Blackout, and they say they will be back to take them down. So yeah, they still haven't made it back quite yet, but they're on a road now. So yeah, 65C. And then we go to backstage with the Blackout cutting a promo on how Felon is going to go on to win the Junior Heavyweight Championship after he wins the #1 Contenders match that's next. And Vampiro came out looking excellent here, and 43D. And then in that match, Super Crazy wins, and he pins Spike Dudley after a crazy bomb. And apparently Spike Dudley carried the match. But yeah, that's going into the Mexican pay-per-view that we're going to hold at the end of the start of next month. And yeah, 37D minus. I was expecting better. I should have probably swapped their matches over and started with this one. But still, it's alright. And yeah, Felon and Angel is still a good pairing. And Crazy got 24. Felon got 26. And Spike got 42. I was expecting better. But it was set to Wild Brawl. So that could be why. But we need that to please the crowd. But yeah, D minus 37. Then Vampiro appears in the ring after a blackout. And then he issues an open challenge to the locker room and says he wants to face the very best in the world to prove that he is the best. So yeah, and then the Great Muta comes out and accepts his challenge. So that's tonight's main event. It's going to be huge. Vampiro versus the Great Muta. and that got a 71C plus. And then in the match, in a good match, Vampiro defeated the Great Muta in 18 minutes by pinfall with a choke slam. And Vampiro makes defense number 2 of his GPWC World Heavyweight title. Going forward, we're going to have these open challenges for the next few weeks, including the pay-per-view. So it's going to be interesting to see who we bring in each week. The Great Muta had an in-ring performance of 68. Vampiro got a 71, so he was actually better than Muta. And this was set to be a spectacle. And yeah, they did alright, 67C plus to end the show. And we actually only got 88 more people than last week in the sellout when we sold out the Curry Hicks cage or whatever it's called. But yeah, C63, and if nothing else comes up, we'll be straight at the next show. So yeah, we've got an opinion from Rhino, and he thinks Felon is going to be a star. In his opinion, he's worth pushing hard. So yeah, that's worth considering. It's a good opinion to hear. And the Revolt got a 0.78, which is probably our second best rating so far, I believe. I think it is. So yeah, that's good. We've nearly drew 500,000. The best one we've had so far is 0.87, but it's pretty much, well, a third more than what we got last week, something like that. So yeah, that's good. Speaking of Felon, or Brian Kendrick, he wants a pay rise, and yeah, I'm happy to go with it. A full pay rise. Hopefully that pleases him, which it does. So yeah, that's cool. So before the show, we've got some backstage incidents again involving Nash. I'm a stern warning for that. He's just pulling ribs on people, and Hoovertude has been openly criticising Rojo's work. We'll just warn him again. Jay Briscoe and the Great Muta. Muta's taken Briscoe to Wrestler's Court for not shaking someone's hand. But yeah, apart from that, I'm just going to book the show now. So we start with Samoa Joe in the MMA gym, hoping his new character is the submission machine, and yeah, 38D minus. And yeah, he's basically just tapping people out in training in the gym. So yeah. And then in about that had decent wrestling, but little heat. Samoa Joe defeated Kenta in 8 minutes by submission with a Dragon Sleeper. And Kenta debuted his machine gimmick and got average. And he seemed off his game tonight, which is unfortunate. And he got a 41 and Joe got a 55. Then in a tag match, the Great Muta teams with Minoru Tanaka to take on Liz Mark Jr. and Super Crazy. The Great Muta will be taking on Liz Mark this Sunday at Super Lucha, which is what I went with for the pay-per-view in Mexico. And Minoru Tanaka is going to be defending his Junior Heavyweight Championship against Super Crazy, so we put them in a tag match tonight. And the challenger, Super Crazy, has actually defeated the champion and pinned him after a crazy bomb. So that adds the element that Super Crazy can get the win on Sunday. So yeah, Tanaka got a 62, Muta got a 64, Super Crazy got a 40, and Liz Mark got a 46. So hopefully these two will get a better rating in Mexico, in their homeland. And this got a 57C minus. And we need to add Great Muta's gimmick, but we'll do that soon. I've clicked the wrong button. But yeah, he debuted without a gimmick. But yeah, we'll change that next time he's on screen. Vampiro open challenge again for the second week in a row, and this time Nash, the former champion, accepts, and he says that he didn't get his rematch and he wants it now. And this got a 69C plus. And then in the main event, in a battle that had great heat and decent wrestling, Vampiro defeats Kevin Nash in 17 minutes 42 with a choke slam, and Vampiro makes defense number 3 of his GPWC World Heavyweight title. Nash got a 50 and Vampiro got a 68. Vampiro was off his game, but they still put on a decent main event with 65. Then Paul Heyman cuts a promo hyping the pay-per-view, which is as follows. It's going to be called ECW Super Lucha, and Juventud Guerrera is going to take on Samoa Joe. The Great Muta is going to take on Liz Mark Jr. Minoru Tanaka is going to defend his World Junior Heavyweight Championship against Super Crazy, and Vampiro is going to defend his GPWC World Heavyweight Championship in an open challenge. So make sure you tune in to see who accepts the challenge in Mexico. And we end with a 62C, and it increased our popularity in 20 regions. So yeah, like I said at the start of the episode, If we hit that 40 like target before tomorrow, I'll release the next episode, Super Lucha, as soon as we get there. So yeah. So if you have enjoyed the episode, hit the like button and subscribe for more TEW 2016 and general wrestling content. And until next time, peace.